And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Believe it or not, it is Thursday. And if you have not walked outside and enjoyed and took in some fresh air, do so this morning, because you won't be able to do this any other time this weekend, as we will have triple digits starting after today. But 65 this morning as you're starting this out. And it is a nice, peaceful, cool morning. You'll enjoy it. It's a breath of fresh air when you walk outside. Makes you feel good all over. So enjoy that and do it while you can, because as I said, it's going to be leaving us very shortly from now. We're already getting the heat index issues for the weekend. Have mercy, have mercy. Doug Etheridge, how are you doing? Watching from Causeyville this morning. All is well there. Janice Bounds, good morning there. Jerome Lee is up joining us. Teresa Whitaker, how are you doing there? We got a birthday that I'm going to have to tell Odie about. He's going to get on this. Denny, good to see y'all. All right, a lot has happened over the last 24 hours. We're going to recap this beginning at 7 o'clock. I hope you'll join us to get the latest and the greatest of what's going on. We'll do all of that. Next, let's check in with the church. We got to have a good word to begin our day to make things right, don't we? Let's go to First Baptist there in Collinsville and find out what they've got to say. Brother Paul joins us today.
Do you ever wonder why you do some of the things that you do? Are there things you do and you ask yourself, why did I do that? Or you may think, I'm not supposed to be doing things like that. Even believers, those who are saved, continue to struggle with things we know we're not supposed to do, and we wonder why we can't stop sometimes. The Apostle Paul addresses this issue in Romans chapter 7, verses 13 through 25. He says in verse 21, "So I find this law at work. When I want to do good, evil is right there with me. For the believer, sin will continue to be a part of our lives, but we have been redeemed and our lives have been transformed to the point that because of Christ, we are no longer slaves to sin." The key here is the attitude that Paul had about sin. He hated sin and didn't want sin to be a part of his life. He says in verse 24, "What a wretched man am I! Who will rescue me from this body of death?" He longed to be freed from this struggle. He says in verse 25, "Thanks be to God through Jesus Christ our Lord." One day Christ will come and receive all who have believed unto Himself. We'll receive our glorified bodies and we'll see this struggle with sin come to an end. In the meantime, let's look to God for the strength and courage we need to acknowledge our sin for what it is and go to Him for the cleansing and the forgiveness He desires to give. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. You know, y'all, I really can't think of anything that I enjoy more than what I do for a living. Thank y'all for allowing me to do this every day. It's always fun. It brings smiles to everybody. And, well, we all get informed a little bit. Thank y'all very much. I just wanted to do a thank you there as we begin this day. As I said, 65 as we're waking up, a high of 93. Not bad at all today. Not even mentioning a heat index in the forecast. Don't worry, it comes back tomorrow as we'll have 99 on the temperature side, plus triple digits when it comes to the heat index. Mississippi is coming back tomorrow. It's just kind of incognito this morning. As we look at headlines that are shaping America this morning, a Texas woman, she's getting ready to be charged. Well, she's been arrested and charged. She threatened a judge over the Trump issue. You know, and I mean this with all sincerity. So you don't agree with what's going on, I get it. But threatening an official is not the way to handle it. They will find you, as we see from the January 6th. Oh, wait a minute, we've got another headline from that also. But one of the guys that kept a police shield from the January 6th get-together, whatever you want to call that. Yeah, he's been sentenced to 18 months in jail for taking that. 18 months! You can drive by and shoot at people and not get that, but 18 months for taking the shield from the Capitol. Thought you might want to know that. What else is going on in Texas? This is one of those, and you really hadn't heard of it until in the last 10 years. People get involved in a relationship, and sometimes, Odie, they exchange pictures that nobody else needs to see. Okay, we all know that happens. Well, this old girl has sued her ex-boyfriend because he made those public. Now, there's no way in God's green earth that he's got this kind of money. She's been awarded $1.2 billion. He ain't got that. We all know that. What will she get in the end? I don't know.
Well, He'll never own anything.
Yeah, he won't even be able to buy matches. He shouldn't have done what he did. He's guilty, that's for sure. But 1.2 million, it just looks as though judges would put this in. I don't even think you don't have insurance for that, do you? Well, in case I get mad at a girlfriend later.
Yeah, let me buy that.
The extra insurance, boy. This is a statement that is pretty strong this morning. Is it the hint of something going on behind closed doors that we don't know? Anheuser-Busch family, the Bush family to be exact, has made an offer that says, you folks at Budweiser that really messed it up, we're willing to buy the company back. As we all know, Budweiser is no longer an American company, which may have led to what happened there of them making deals. But the Bush family, who owned it for years upon years upon years, has made an offer. We'll buy it back and fix it. Is this something going on we don't know about? Or is it just a gesture? I don't know. But that's in the headlines behind the closed doors. As I've talked about this a couple of times this morning, that little newspaper in Kansas that got raided, and the 98-year-old owner who passed away after they were raided. Everything that was taken is going to be given back in the raid that was seized. They're saying, well, it really didn't hold water, so they're returning everything that happened. Not going to bring her back, is it? Small town America. Remember, this was a itty-bitty town. Was it an overreach? Did it have something to do with the DUI? Did it have something to do with the police chief? We may never know. The raid happened, and she passed away. God bless her soul. I don't understand how this happened. As Seattle, Washington, the vice president of the United States was going to visit. As we all know, with that comes a motorcade of when they come into town from the moment that plane lands to wherever they're going. A motorcade, a cop, fell off a ramp 60 feet below on his motorcycle. How this happened, we don't know. They say it's fortunate that he was not hit by oncoming traffic. He's in bad shape, but alive. How does that happen? It doesn't go into any explanation how the motorcycle went off the ramp, escorting the VP. This is old news, and I think most of America might even say, Scotty Ray, why are you even telling us? It really doesn't matter. But I'll go ahead and shock you. Many of you will go, ooh, yeah, Britney Spears getting a divorce. I've said it. Enough said.
Well, she's on
What was that song? Oops, I done it again? Yeah. Again. Whew. We'll be right back. We got more this morning as we start your day. Your forecast is next. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Well, we got to say good morning to Kirk Mercer. How in the world are you doing? It's good to see you the other day. Glad you're up and at it. Henry joins us there, Mr. Henry Etheridge, Marcia Sellers. So thankful that each one of y'all take the time to watch. Nick Dowell, Cornbread, is up with us as well as we start this early Thursday morning. As we can say, it's nice outside. Let's find out more about the weather forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Some 23 years ago, in the year 2000, it was 103 today. Woof. As we look back at 04, a very cool day, 54. We're not going to beat that this morning, but it sure feels nice out there at 65, doesn't it? Sure does. All right, let's see here as we glance across what's going to be happening today. As we'll see, 93 to 94 is what's projected for Meridian as we go northward through Philadelphia up 19, 92. And we'll even get into the 80s once we reach Winston County as you go through here. Oh, what's this up in Louisville, 89, Columbus, Starkville, 89 in that area also. Now to the south, it'll be much warmer, 96 in Hattiesburg as we go west, Natchez there on the river, 97, and then up to Vicksburg, about 95. As we go east into Bamaland this morning, we'll see that Demopolis holds 91, 89 in Tuscaloosa, even cooler there in Birmingham at 87 this morning. Perfect weather. You can't ask for anything any better than what we've got right now. Now, wildfire conditions, it's no different. We haven't had any rain. Whatever you do, hold off on burning. I got a bunch of boxes piled up in my shop that I need to burn, but is going to have to wait. It just is not worth the risk of something sparking and catching the woods on fire. You'll see a lot of volunteer fire departments over the next couple of days hustling as the weekend comes in, and it's just easy to forget that we shouldn't burn. Use caution, especially anywhere south of 2 Mile Bottom in Philadelphia. Due south toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast, it's bad. Northward there, it's not much better, but worse to the south of Philadelphia and all points down to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So don't burn. We got a lot of burn bans going into effect across the state. As we see heat stress rolls in tomorrow, and it's going to be west as we'll go to Forest tomorrow, back west to Vicksburg. It gets bad, and then south. As we get into the weekend, this will change and include Meridian, as we'll see that Meridian will hit 110 over the weekend. Laurel, these points in Bay Springs, y'all will get into about 115 degrees over the weekend with the heat index. That's right, Bay Springs, y'all pay attention. This goes back to Jackson, Vicksburg, all of these areas. Now, Columbus, Philadelphia, again, you'll be in that Meridian area with a 110-degree temperature. It's not much difference between 110 and 115, but both of them are awful. So be prepared, take many breaks. Work early, work late, whatever you got to do there. As we look at this all across the deep south, look at Louisiana, Mississippi, and Bama. It's awful. It's as bad as it gets, and not getting any worse as we look to Texas west of us of the weather front that's coming. Now, as we look at our 7-day forecast, we do get into the triple digits as we move into the weekend. This will go anywhere from 99, 98 to 100. Depends upon where you look. Our radar system is telling us it should hit 99 Sunday. Always a chance it'll hit 100. 0% chance of rain. We get a 10% chance moving in on Monday, and that's minute. 10% all the way through Wednesday. Not much chance of it. So that's why we're watching all of this burning. It's bad. As we glance all the way through the 31st, look at this, 103 already been forecasted for the 24th of August. Whew. And it'll stay at least 100 through the 26th. As we get to the end of the month, still 95. Not much difference there. Our biggest chance of rain at this point will roll in on the 28th, and it's only a 30% chance then. Not much, is it? It's not. We do need a little rain there. Now, as we look at what's going on with the hurricanes this year, we have 2 here that are starting to form over the next 7 days. Both of these will reach 60% here just off the coast of Africa. Now, this morning, they're forecasting there's a slight chance of a little depression, about 20% here in the Gulf. Not much, and it would affect Texas there with some rain down in here. Nothing major, and it's not affecting Louisiana, Mississippi at all. There's only a 20% chance of that becoming anything. We're watching all this again as we stress. Forecasters are telling us is getting ready to be a busy season toward the end of August into September with hurricane season. So be prepared as we'll watch this and keep you informed with it as it gets closer. Our fishing forecast calls for today. Well, best time to go fishing is going to be about 1 o'clock. Let's hit it at 1 p.m. It will be good to about 3. Not bad at all. The wind's going to be calm, becoming west around 5 this afternoon if you're going to be one of the guys out there on the water. I hope you enjoy yourself. As we look at the clock on the wall, already, 13 minutes away from the top of the hour. Not long off of that, we're going to kick into the morning show. Whew, lots going on. I know Meridian Police Department is at a scene now. I think this will be, I think someone's passed away, but it will be ruled not anything suspicious. I'll word it that way. So if you're wondering what the activity was on 31st Avenue in Meridian, that's what that was. More coming up as we start the morning show here. Scotty Ray and Odie. Odie's here. He's dressed in blue and ready for y'all. Join us beginning at 7 here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: